Hey everybody. I know it's been a while. It's been a while coming, and actually, this was supposed to be the what is it? It was supposed to be the next video to the review I did on the Hammond Collection Carnotaurus and the Habitat Defender Triceratops, if I'm remembering that correctly. Yeah. I think that was supposed to be it, and then I ended up recording an ARC episode, which nobody checked out, and frankly, I can't blame you. Those things are awful, and honestly, it's probably the reason, or yeah, that's definitely the reason why I'm giving them up, at least for a long time, because I got more important shit to do. Um, but that's besides the point. Today, I have to show you guys the Slurpasaurus, which is essentially I guess I have to give you a little bit of background. So, a Slurpasaur is essentially just any creature from the old movies like 1950s, 40s, something of that nature, um, that had prehistoric animal effects. Sorry, prehistoric animal effects that were essentially just living animals with shit attached to them, more or less. Like they would take lizards, alligators, and various other animals, and they would attach prosthetics to them like fins, horns, spikes, that kind of shit. And they would call it a dinosaur. Pretty much the laziest form of making a creature. Except when I guess they would just straight up take regular animals and make them giant on screen and call them dinosaurs. I guess this was a little more creative, but frankly, it was a lot more cruel too. Um, just the overall treatment of the animals, let's glue a bunch of horns and fins and shit to them, and then have them fight each other to the death on camera. You know, fuck. People didn't give a crap about animals back then. I tell you what, they care a little bit more now. Yeah, decent amount more now, but not. You know, it's still. I mean, animal cruelty is still worldwide, but that ain't ever gonna change. As much as I wish it would, but I don't know. It's just the nature of humanity, I guess. Or I don't know. I guess for like a good portion, I mean, there's always exceptions with people, but I don't know. I mean, the way I see it is, hey, people kill each other with very little remorse, so why would they care about something that isn't like them? You know what I'm saying? But even though I personally prefer animals over people. Shit, they're a lot less complicated, a lot less bullshit involved. But anyways, that's besides the point. So here we have it, the Slurpasaur, and frankly, I think it turned out pretty good. I mean, you guys will be the judges of that. So here's this side. Now, I wanted to tell you guys pretty much the whole reason why this thing even exists the way it does is simply due to the fact that I had a Komodo dragon, and you guys knew back then I used to make my figurines in my room. And then I bought my shed, and then I moved everything down there. Well, at the time, I had this Komodo dragon figure sitting where my books are, and a big slab of caulk fell right on top of it, and pretty much got in between the scales. And at the time, I didn't know how to fix it, so I said, "Screw it, I'm turning it into something." And the first thing that came to my mind was a Slurpasaur, because I had a bunch of spare parts. I had a piece of a Dilophosaur frill, which is what this is. I had another Dilophosaur frill, ironically. This was from the Hammond Collection Dilophosaurus that I just added a bunch of spikes and minor detail to. And then I had two spikes off of a Sharingasaur, right now. Sorry. Two spikes off of a, some type of Stegosaur. I don't remember what it was called. Um, had like shoulder spikes. Not a Miragaya. Kentrosaurus, maybe? Yeah, you know what? Wait, no, not a Kentrosaurus. You guys might know the figurine better. It stood up on two legs and was kind of upright, like as if it was reaching on its back legs to get it at like the treetops to eat, leaves. God, I don't really remember. That's kind of annoying. It's whatever. Ain't my job to remember every specific creature that I got, you know? Shit. You know, you get them back then, you forget about them, you use them in a few photos, then you cut them into pieces and turn them into something cooler. You know? Just how it goes. But anyways, yeah, that's pretty much how I went about that. And the tail spine, my bad. The tail spines here, they're all just caulk, you know? You could tell because it's not really the same texture as everything else, more or less. Although you could say that about everything with this figure. So, the color inspiration, like what inspired this more or less was a few different types of snakes. I got this book on snakes, right? And I thought so many of these snakes had beautiful colors, you know? I mean, snakes are pretty damn cool. I like snakes. I mean, I don't fuck with the vipers or any of the venomous ones because, you know, they kill you easily. But, you know, hey, I can respect them from a distance. I mean, I more prefer the constrictor type snakes, you know, the more primitive quote snakes, you know. I think I prefer the term basal, you know, it makes it sound less inferior, you know, but I don't know. It's always when people go like the lesser or the greater, it's like, why do we always do that? It's like, what is it, the great apes, and then, what is it, the lesser apes are like the gibbons. I said, why don't you just call them the gibbons, since they're literally the only lesser apes still alive today? It's like, why don't we just be like, here are the great apes, and then here's the gibbons. And honestly, to me, that the great apes and the gibbons, the great apes and the gibbons, I keep saying gibbons because that's my last name. It's Chance Gibbons. Corny shit. But anyway, yeah, the great apes and the gibbons, yeah, I mean, they're really the only apes still kicking for the most part. So I don't know why we just say that instead of the great apes and the lesser apes, because it's just gibbons. Plus, I think great apes and gibbons have a better ring to it. Either way. So yeah, pretty much the idea, what the fuck was I going on about? Right, the coloration. So yeah, I based it off of a few different species of snake. It was like a rainbow colored snake almost, but mostly red with some green scaling and a few other things. And then besides that, I took the beast of the Mesozoic route. I took a little bit of inspiration from a live animal and then went my own route, you know. So here we got a close up on the face. Hold on a second. Come on, you. There we go. Nice close up there. See the eyeball, which I did in a slit pupil, along with like this camera. Come on, man. Kill me with this shit. This better? There we go. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah, you got the slit pupil there, which looks fine. It works. Tiny bit of sloppiness, but hey, you know, it's shit. I can barely see what the hell I'm doing, even with the little tiny metal stick that lets me do this. And you got like a bit of a white, you got a bit of a white markings there on the mouth, you know, it lines the lips and then kind of goes down into these sort of patterns. Almost gives it kind of an Aborigine type feel, you know, like something from Australia. This definitely feels like something from Australia. You know, I guess that makes sense considering it's like it's like if you gave a Megalania gamma rays. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Either way, though. Then you got the crest here, which again I said was the Hammond Collection Dilophosaur frill. I just made all these little spikes on the side here, kind of drifting down, make it look like a proper crest. You got sort of this golden yellow, kind of like you know, the Kraft mac and cheese type yellow with a green circle in the middle. And some of these got red dots in the middle. You know, I figured that'd be kind of a nice. What is it? That'd be a nice kind of breakaway. Like, oh yeah, look at that. See, because there's, hold on. There we go. There's red dots on this little sagging crest piece here. And I know the ear there is red. Same with the other ear. You got that part there. Same thing there. And then you got a red dot there as well. Not exactly matching up in terms of how they look, but I think it's fine. And then you got the regular green here. Got a green dot on the back of the horns here. Got a green dot with a red and right in the middle. Yep. And then on the frill, or on the, what is it, the sail here, honestly, because the idea was I was just combining all different sorts of Slurpasaur ideas, because sometimes you saw them with fins glued to their back, sometimes you saw them with horns. I just went for all of it. And then obviously sometimes you saw them with the plates, and that's what I went for there. But anyways, you got some airbrushing here. Looks fine, I was at the shop that I go to do this, the airbrushing, and then I did the rest of it by hand. Got some red here, which this ain't meant to be stretch marks or wounds. I just thought it would be a cool design. Like, it ain't really meant to be anything. Like, same thing with this big flat scale. It's different from the rest of the body. It got like this big monster symbol on it. You know what I'm saying? This could probably fit into that whole world building thing I've been doing, the Jimbutsu World of Monsters. Yeah, this guy could probably fit in there. Maybe I could write a backstory for him at some point. I don't know. That'd be fun. Maybe make him like related to Kingsaurus 3 or something. I don't know. And then here's the opposite side. Now this side was a bit more interesting to do. It took a bit longer, but because this, I believe, was the back half of the Dilophosaurus frill, which is why you see all these little wrinkly creases. Well, this was the front part, which is why you see all these diamond-shaped scales, besides the stretch markings there, with some yellows, and again, kind of mirroring what's going on here, Yeah, this is, I don't know, it took a little while. I mean, and of course it got a little hard to the point to where towards the end here, I did the opposite effect. I took some green and I just smeared it, to go in between the cracks, which, up close it don't look all that great. But, hey, at least this part distracts you a little bit. I mean, this looks a tad better. A little bit better. Looks better from a distance, honestly, than it does up close, but you could say that about all my work. Especially this light doesn't really do it much justice. Yeah, looks fine for the most part. Let me see if I can get my flashlight and I can show you guys a little bit better up close. Well, that took a little too long, but I finally found it. God, man, I tell you, I'm my own worst enemy. Check that out. That looks a lot better, huh? Yeah. Let's look at the other side with that, too. Yeah, you see the detail a lot better with the flashlight. Oh, speaking of which, the other side of the face here, because I figured the sail was different, I figure, I figured that I'd make the eyes different, Originally, this eye was supposed to be just like a full white, kind of like a GMK Godzilla type eye, but I changed it over. I gave it a slit pupil, Figured it'd look a little better. Looks all right. Like I said, it looks better from a distance, because then you don't see all the little errors and stuff. But hey, I don't know. That's what happens when you're doing it by hand, and hand-eye coordination ain't the best. I get a little shaky here and there. Not to make excuses, but still. Here we go. Yeah, you can see that eye a lot better now. Got these same kind of markings on his face. Nostrils are a bright red. Same thing with the fucking flashlight messing with me. Anyways, you got the underbelly here. Not too interesting. A little more spray paint in there. Give a better detail. I think it still has the Schleich writing. I think this was the Schleich Komodo dragon. Yep. Either way. And then you got some airbrushing on the body. I think that looks fine. Some down the legs. You got the claws here. Got the plates, which, I don't know. I thought it would be kind of neat to have kind of like a red smear going down some of them. It's almost like a pattern. Like you see, hold on. There we go. If I get the sail out of the way, yep. You got the one on the left, which is still like a normal yellow and green dot, and then you got that one, which is the yellow and green dot with the red smear. Both the ones here in the middle have a red smear. Hold on. Huh. Guess it's just kind of like that. And then this one on the opposite side is fine, but that one got the red smear, and it's a lot sloppier. I guess hence the red smear. And then this one don't got any dots at all. It just got like a little bit of yellow on one side and a bit of green on the other side. And then this is where shit kind of gets slightly interesting. I mean, these are just, if the camera again could fucking focus for the life of it, I mean, good God. Got one fucking job, and that's to focus on the shit I'm trying to show you. You got all these different patterns here, partially inspired by hiragana, you know. You got this one, kind of looks like a T. Then you got that one, looks like a T with a moon. Tail, whatever you want to call that. Then you got that one. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Kind of looks like a horse looking over its back. Then you got not a whole lot there because it's broken off. Let's see here. This side's sort of a similar thing going on. Honestly, this feels like something out of Avatar, in the Last Airbender, not the James Cameron Avatar. Although, if I had to tell the truth, the James Cameron one got a lot cooler creatures. I mean, what is it? The Last Airbender one just kind of took animals and just combined them for the most part. Except for that one episode where there was just a random bear. That shit cracked me up. Like, it's just a bear. But, you know, that actually reminds me, I gotta make like a speculative evolution version of the sky bison. I had this cool idea where it would be like a cephalopod, like a type of octopus or squid type creature, while the two back tentacles fused together to form like a tail-like paddle, and then obviously, you know, it got the it got the other six, which are used for the legs, you know, and then it got the head, which it'd have like this big gnarly looking beak at the front, you know. I figure that'd be pretty neat. It'd be out there, but honestly, I like the concept. You know, maybe it has like gas chambers in its body that let it be able to sort of float off the ground, you know. Man, I'm really liking that concept now. You know what? When I get a lot of more of these critters done, I'll have to do something like that. A speculative evolution sky bison. Sounds awesome. You know. Actually, this kind of reminds me of that Komodo rhino, I think it was called. Which, that thing straight up just looks like a mancha. Mancha! Mancha from Caveman. Anybody ever seen that movie with Ringo Starr as the titular caveman? Well, one of many, but you know. Either way. So, I don't know. I mean, overall, I think it looks fine. I like it. I mean, for a Slurpasaur, I think it looks pretty damn great. I mean, you know, I don't think I ever showed you guys these stripes here on the sides of it. Yeah, they're a little better on this side for certain. On this side, they just kind of blended together because I did a little overspray with the airbrush. Still learning. It's been a while, actually. In terms of the next creature, I don't know. I might make a poll. Just let you guys decide. I got a few of them. What is it? There's the Udusaur from Skull Island. There's a Carnotaurus Rathalos hybrid. There's a Godzilla Mabwin hybrid. That one's cool. I like that one. That one got hands for feet. What else is there? I'm trying to think. The Night Feeder from Primal, I got that one done. Although that one's a little shabbier, but considering you don't really see it for the majority of the episode, and when you do see it, it's engulfed in flames, it ain't that big of a deal. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll make a poll. I'll see what I got and let you guys decide on what you would like to see painted next. But yeah. Anyways. Oh, you know what? Actually, before we go, I like to say my little Monster Hunter shelf here. While this guy is not Monster Hunter specifically, he definitely fits in with them. I mean, for real. Yeah, for certain. But anyways, yeah, I hope all of you have a good one, and hope you all take care. See you later, everybody.